not even mean Bauer's game for?
Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to another Thoughts from the Corner. That's Bauer. This is Lucy. I'm Adam. I'm doing the talking now. This is Watson and Holmes. What was it? From the Diaries of 221B. What company is this? That's a barcode.
Ludo Nova. Read off the barcode.
Ages 12 plus, 45 to 75 minutes, 2 to 7 players.
What happens when you let him take control?
Yep. Oh, that was not straight. Okay, so in this game, you're going to have locations out there. You're going to be trying to solve a case. You're going to the different locations. You're getting this information. You're locking things up, blocking people from going there. They got to go to Scotland Yard, get a key, get in there, try and figure out the case before you do. You're trying to figure it out before them.
It's a competitive mystery solving game.
Yep. If you enjoy solving cases, this is the game for you.
That was great. So, one thing that I think is really interesting too is there's lots of false flags as well. Lots of things where you're trying to figure out what information is important and what information is not. Yeah. So, for instance, the case we did tonight, there was a wet hat that I fixated on, and it ended up sending me somewhere else that was completely useless.
Also, there's a dog somewhere. I guess with late spoilers, but yeah, that dog.
There was a dog?
Not in that one, but in an earlier one.
That other dog.
There's a great total of 13 cases, and each one's going to last you 45, 75 minutes, so you're getting a good deal of bang for your buck here. There's a lot of reading in this game, which I think is going to be a turnoff to a lot of people.
It's very light reading, like nothing's more than like two to three paragraphs.
Yeah, but you're
Some people,
decent at
that's,
reading. Yeah.
yeah.
Like if I tried to play this with my grandma, she would just like immediately shut out because she's not very good at reading.
I mean, even my family, because we talk so much, it would be impossible to like, somebody gets done reading their thing and they're clearly not even paying attention, and they just start talking. Well, I have a lot of trouble focusing when everybody else is talking, and reading. So that could be an issue if you're, make sure that you got the right group that, wants to solve the case, wants to make sure that everybody has a good time.
Well, we're kind of skipping our opinions here. Let's start. Start. Adam, you want to go first? What are your thoughts on the game? We've played this, I think, now
I've played it twice, I believe.
I think I'm 3 or 4.
I've played it 4 times, yes.
Okay, so start off with Adam.
So, I love it. I think that this is fantastic. Anytime you want to suggest playing this, I'll play it. I mean, that's
okay.
I come to it. What do I love about it? It's, trying to figure out what's going to be important. What information are you gonna focus on without trying to take up all the time, like writing down all these little things. I love when you get on a false flag and you're going down this rabbit hole that leads nowhere, and you realize that's what happened. So now you're on the edges of your notes trying to figure out, okay, what did I miss here? Where was the focus?
Oh, the ink was blue. It wasn't black. And it's like,
Or like he was doing what with that other woman? Let me follow this storyline. Wait a minute. That's what's going to talk about, like a murder or something.
One thing that I really like about this, which I think is really important, is there's player interaction. Because this could very easily be a game where it's just racing to try and like figure things out. But this actually has a bidding aspect to it where it's like, oh, I'm going to outbid you to go to a certain spot, which is done actually thematically well, where it's like you spend extra carriages, which I guess kind of works.
Speed.
Yeah, speed. Also, you can lock doors behind you, in which case you need to go to certain places to get lock pins and warrants, and you might be paying attention to what other people lock in, but at the same time, like when we played tonight, I locked something specifically, even though I knew it was completely useless, hoping that someone would waste a lock pick on it. So there's actually some player interaction, which I really do like, because I have played a game or two that are like this, where there's next to no player interaction, and it's just a straight up race. And at that point, it just, I don't know, I felt like this game, I feel like this kind of perfected the formula, because we played another one of the Watson ones a while back, and that was much less player interaction. It was literally, I believe, just us running around and trying to solve the mystery, which was still fun, because the stories are what really come across here, and the stories are well done. Every one that I've done of the 3 or 4 have been really interesting and cool, and they've had that, okay. And this game does a fantastic job of one thing that I love when board games can do, and that's, it makes you feel clever. And I love when I play a board game and it's like, his fingers were dirty because of this and that. And it's like, it goes back. And the game does that in a natural, cosmetic way. And I agree with Adam. I will play this game whenever it's suggested. It goes up to 7 players. And it does. I would say it does. I think most of we played is 5 or 6, but it would play 7 no problem because it's all simultaneous reading, simultaneous writing, and I just love this game. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
If I were going to review it, I think I would probably give it a Bowers Best Seal. So hell, I'm going to do it right now. Slap the Bowers Best Seal on it. I love Watson and Holmes, and I think it's spectacular. What do you think, Lucy?
Watson and Holmes, like, I love all these kind of, like, I'm a sucker for Sherlock in general. Like, I have all, like, the Sherlock, like, home detective ones. I tried so hard to get Witness, which is impossible now. And, like, all these kind of, like, mystery solving games. And I feel like this one's, like, a competitive and a lighter version of, like, I guess you can usually play it so, like, this Sherlock, detective agency, essentially. It's like those books. It's like several, whatever. It's like a light version of those kind of mystery solving books. And it still has a lot of meat to it, though. Like, it's still clever without, like, you don't have to read through 100 pages of just, like, words after words, taking notes after notes. You don't have to, like, follow a map everywhere, pinning about, like, okay, he was right here, right here. It's light, but it's clever, and it's just something that you can still, like, sink your teeth into, but it's not going to take, like, your whole, like, 3-hour evening or something.
No, I'd say probably about an hour. I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't understand what you were saying earlier, but you clarified it. Yeah, the reading is pretty light for a Sherlock Holmes game. Like, I've played other ones it's a lot more.
And man, you just brought up Witness, and now I'm really disappointed you don't have Witness, because, God, that game's so good.
I played it once, and I was so
good,
but it's so hard to get.
You played Witness?
Yeah.
That's so good.
So good.
All right,
sounds
Watson
good.
and Holmes, also equally good.
Oh,
I don't know if it's as good as Witness, but Witness is really, isn't it? You have to have 4 players exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, but still, so good. But Watson and Holmes, also good. We all recommend it. Slap a Bowers Best Seal on it. Go check this one out if you don't mind the reading and if you don't mind the writing, and you understand that this is less of a game and more like a puzzle that you're trying to put the pieces together faster than everybody else.
I will say that like, this is a game you probably, I mean, it clearly says you shouldn't play it solo, but this is a game where you really usually want, like, at least, like, one other person who's just as invested with you into this, or at least 2 other people invested with you. So I can see this someone, like, playing it with someone who's, like, not really interested and just, like, going through the motions.
Very good point.
I think
I think the competitive edge helps. The sort of, like, gives you, like, an invisible ticking time clock.
I don't think it's a gateway game, that's for sure.
Yeah, I would say probably it's more gamery at the more players that you have, because they're going to be blocking locations and you're going to have to bidding more. Like, did we play with more players last time?
We
or
played.
Maybe there were less locations or something. I felt like we were always stepping on each other's toes.
A little bit of both, because I remember we played this. Like, I believe we played, like, our first game with 5 people.
Yeah, I think we did.
And, like,
yeah, I remember bidding things up and doing a lot more of that last time I played.
Oh yeah, because you get a little more competitive when there's more people and less locations. Because that was, like, their first case we played, like, 5 people, and that was like, okay, there's only, like, 9 locations if I remember correctly, and there's 5 people. 5 of them might be locked. Okay.
This is an expansion, right?
No, this is not an expansion.
No, it has an expansion, though, I think.
I do not know.
All right. Well, I'm sure someone will look it up. But there you go. Watson and Holmes from Ludo Nova. It looks like my cup of tea. Be sure to check that one out. If you're enjoying what we're doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below and in the comments below. Let me know, what's the most recent mystery that you solved, big or small? Mystery you had today. I'm going to go first, that way I can get behind the camera. I went into my classroom today. I have Tuesdays off. I came into classroom on Wednesday, and I noticed something was a foul, a miss. The punching bag that we have in my classroom was missing. Now, I assumed it had just broken because it was, I duct taped the thing. It's, you got 15, 25 kids punching the snot out of it. It's going to break. But no, in fact, one kid had picked it up and smashed another kid in the face with it while I was gone. And so it was actually in the storage room. Mystery solved.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that was my mystery solved.
Clever, Holmes.
I asked my coworker. That's how I solved the case.
Super sleuth. Give him a badge.
All right, what was the last mystery you solved?
Nico came to me and said, "There's water dripping into the weight room." And I went to where it was and said,
Wait, give us a clue. Give us a clue. We'll try and guess.
You're gonna tell us
water was leaking into the weight room.
Uh,
There was
busted
a
pipe?
place
Urine.
above it.
A busted pipe.
and a faucet that had recently been repaired.
Ooh, faulty repair.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So there was a faucet, and I immediately knew because I just know my building. But right above it was Child Watch, and I had just replaced some O-rings in a sink that was up there that had been leaking. And I was like, there was a little corrosion on it, so I knew that corrosion had torn away at the new O-rings. So I just needed a new faucet, and so I immediately was like, to the Child Watch.
All right. Solid.
Mine just like the mystery of finding out where, because I work at a bank, finding out where the fees came from on my client's account.
Where did they come from?
So you got
She can't
paper
tell us.
statements.
Oh, did you get charged extra for paper statements?
Yep.
Good. That's how you should be. Go digital. What are you,
Yeah.
87 years old?
I mean, probably.
Was he?
Let us know in the comments below. What was your most recent mystery? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.